In a stunning turn of events that left audiences both shocked and satisfied, the Graham Norton Show became the graveyard for Meghan Markle's latest brand resurrection attempt. Season 2 of Meghan With Love, what was planned as a triumphant relaunch of her personal docu-series, quickly spiraled into one of the most humiliating public takedowns of her post-royal career. Graham Norton, known for his sharp wit and zero tolerance for pretense, didn't hold back. In front of a live studio audience and millions watching online, Meghan was dismantled piece by piece. Not with slander, but with the one thing she has consistently struggled to handle: the truth. From the moment she entered the studio, Meghan exuded the air of someone expecting reverence. Dressed in what can only be described as a desperate attempt to blend Hollywood glamour with authentic humanitarian chic, Meghan sat down ready to promote her new truth-telling docu-series about her life, her love, and her sacrifices. But Norton, never one to play the fawning host, was clearly unimpressed. The exchange began civilly, but Graham wasted no time drilling into the contradictions that Meghan With Love, Season 2 is built upon. So, he began, flipping through cue cards. This season, you say it's all about love and healing, but half the trailer is you crying and accusing the press of targeting you while living in a $14 million mansion in Montecito? The laughter from the audience was instant, and Meghan's smile visibly cracked. What followed was a brutal unraveling. Norton played clips from the show, juxtaposing them with public records, past interviews, and even audio from former staff who contradicted much of what Meghan was claiming. One particularly stinging moment came when Graham aired a segment from Season 2 where Meghan claimed she gave up everything for love. Norton retorted, except for the Netflix deal, the Spotify contract, the Dior negotiations, and a $3 million wardrobe. That's quite a lot to carry for someone who supposedly gave up everything. Behind the scenes, staff at the BBC revealed Meghan's team had issued a list of off-limit topics before the show, including Prince Andrew, her half-sister Samantha Markle, and her failed Spotify deal. Norton, in classic form, ignored the memo entirely. When asked about her previous statements claiming she didn't Google Harry before meeting him, Graham quipped, "You Googled Nelson Mandela's grandson for a 30-second photo op, but not the man you married. Come off it." Meghan was visibly stunned. Things escalated when the conversation turned to authenticity. Norton presented a side-by-side comparison of Meghan's recent quotes in Season 2 with near-identical lines from previous interviews with Princess Diana, Michelle Obama, and even Gwyneth Paltrow. The implication: Meghan had cherry-picked inspirational quotes and life stories to piece together her own narrative. "She's a walking PR campaign," one media analyst said after the episode aired. "Every move, every line in that series is calculated to portray her as both victim and heroine." But what Norton did was strip away the glossy finish and force the audience to see what's underneath. And it wasn't pretty. Following the broadcast, social media exploded. Hashtags like #GrahamExposesMeghan, #MeghanMeltdown, and #WithLoveFromMontysham trended worldwide. Even traditionally sympathetic outlets like Vanity Fair and People ran more measured headlines, noting how unexpectedly combative the interview became. Public sentiment shifted. A YouGov UK poll taken the next morning showed Meghan's favorability had dropped another 12%, placing her below even controversial figures like Piers Morgan. Meanwhile, insiders from Archewell confirmed the damage control was immediate. Calls were reportedly made to Netflix to edit or even delay upcoming episodes of Meghan With Love, and Archewell's PR team scrambled to produce statements suggesting Meghan was ambushed on the Graham Norton Show. However, the BBC quickly released behind-the-scenes footage proving Meghan and her team were given full briefing on the tone and format of the interview. The failure of Season 2 isn't just a PR blunder. It's a symptom of a larger problem. Meghan has spent the past 5 years trying to craft a carefully controlled brand rooted in victimhood, female empowerment, and social justice. But what audiences are beginning to see is someone who frequently contradicts herself, appears emotionally reactive, and rarely acknowledges her immense privilege. In a world hungry for authenticity, Meghan's glossy, scripted sob stories are ringing increasingly hollow. Perhaps most damaging was the sense of entitlement Meghan displayed. When asked by Norton whether she regrets anything about how her split with the royal family unfolded, Meghan paused dramatically and then responded, "Only that I didn't leave sooner." The audience groaned audibly. It was a tone-deaf remark that painted her not as a survivor, but as someone constantly rewriting history to suit the narrative of the moment. As Norton wrapped up the show, he turned to the audience and said with his trademark smirk, "Well, at least we can say that was real." The applause that followed was thunderous, not for Meghan, but for the moment someone finally said what so many have been thinking. The fallout from that single interview has already sent ripples across Meghan's media empire. Netflix is rumored to be reconsidering a third season of Meghan with Love, and at least 2 major sponsors have reportedly pulled out of upcoming Archewell campaigns. Meanwhile, royal insiders are quietly relieved. "This interview did what we couldn't," said one anonymous aide. "It showed the world who she really is, without the palace needing to lift a finger." Whether Meghan recovers from this PR implosion remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Meghan with Love might have been her passion project, but thanks to Graham Norton, it's now her biggest public embarrassment yet.